So when you're adding a new course, I'm just going to do, say, a blank course, or as I said, you can go into template. These are courses other people have built. You can see our Mohawk template at the top. You can pick any of the open source textbooks that have links, and you can go down a rabbit hole here. But let's just do a blank course for now, just so I can show you through all the settings. So course name, I don't know, math course. Enrollment key, I'm going to set the same. What it's for is for students to enroll through this as an LMS, which you will never do, so you don't need it. But it's also down here. So I'll get to this setting in a second. So I always set my courses up as available to students, even though they not necessarily, because Canvas already publishes or unpublishes, so I don't need a second tier that I forgot about. So I always turn that on. You can set up your course start and end date so students can't get access to the system after the course end date if you want, or you can allow them to keep practicing. And many courses I do that. I let them keep practicing after the course end date because they want to learn stats for longer. Default end and start times, you don't really need that either. This needs to get turned off. We don't want students self-enrolling with the course name and course enrollment key into MyOpenMath. They want to only come in through Canvas. This is an option you can turn on for Mohawk. So this enrollment key works for students, but also works for faculty. So if you say, hey, I've built this amazing math course, you should run it too, you can tell them your magical enrollment key and they can copy your whole course. If you want, though, you can enable this that there's no key required for Mohawk faculty, but anybody outside Mohawk is going to require your special enrollment key. Or if you want to go super public, make it for everybody. Don't recommend that quite yet. LTI integration is already taken care for you. Do you actually notice that there's no instructions here? And this instruction basically says, don't do this because we've already done it for you. The only thing you want to turn on is this one right here. Allow LMS to set your due dates. And you'll notice, this is what I mentioned earlier, only supported by Canvas. So this is why I even looked at Canvas or MyOpenMath in the first place, because this shows up in a lot of places where it says only supported by Canvas, because Canvas is so much more powerful than some of the other systems. This option is something he's recently added, which I think is really cool. If you're pushing your course out to contract part-time faculty or other people, you can turn this on so that when they copy the copy that they copied off of the friend that you copied to, it always comes from this version, not from the copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, which is really cool. By default, I'd leave that off, but that's an option as well. Here's your options for late passes. As I said, I generally set up 10, 24 hours each. Themes if you want to get super exciting. And I turn on this so that students can use the message instructor, but the rest of the functionality is basically turned off. I then turn off calendars and forum lists because they're just not needed because I'm not using Canvas my LMS. And unless you're making a template for a bunch of people, again, leave that feature off. And then I submit, and it now creates it. Again, you can ignore this because you don't need course ID or enrollment key. This is what you'd normally send out to your students. Integration is already done for us. You can also ignore all this and just go right to enter the course. And there's my course.